Take a Ride podcast. I'm your host here, Starks. You can find me on my Twitter handle. It's at Starks_industry. You can also find me on Instagram, One Closing Hero. I'm not here alone this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be in the fantasy world. I have the wingman running the three, LT the Sage. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good. Ready to talk some basketball. We got a lot of things that happened last 2 days, so ready to go over some major injuries and all the fixings for you guys.
Nice. We have a new contributor, Chris Gutierrez. He's going to be on the end of the episode. If you're on the YouTube channel, he won't be on there. But if you listen to the extended podcast, there's about a 30-minute breakdown of giving you guys the interview of his specialty, what he's going to do in New Life Fantasy. Just make sure you guys check out newlifefantasy.com. Join the mailing list. Join as a member. He actually just wrote an article on David Johnson and his future in the Dynasty outlook. And honestly, in the fantasy football, I'm sure LT can relate to this. We're kind of concerned to see what David Johnson can do. He also laced up an article on Mikael and Miles Bridges. So he's a specialist in a lot of formats in that sense. He's going to be specializing more on the football side, but he's going to help you guys with the basketball content too. The fantasy football of David Johnson, like I said, just take a read on that. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the Take a Ride podcast, make sure you do. And Sub-zero that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the bell, comment below, give us a thumbs up that LT the Sage is putting the hard work behind on the YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. This episode in particular, we're going to touch up on some recent news that's happened over the weekend and a little bit today, and as well as we'll touch up on some games Monday. And again, check out episode 200. It's a 2-part series. It's going to be released Friday night. That LT's put in the hard work on that. It's almost like a 3-hour episode, but that's why I split into 2. So be on the lookout for that. Some amazing, strong content. So with that being said, I'm ready to take people on for a ride. LT, I'll pass you the ball there for the recent news there, brother.
Absolutely. The first thing for your listeners, we have to go ahead and mention Kobe Bryant's memorial. Footage from that actually came out today. Beautiful speakings from his wife, his Shaq. MJ also had a great speech talking about Kobe. He even had both him and Shaq had a good joke. Jordan said something about a new crying meme. Yeah, that's gonna come from this, but I don't think so. I think the crying meme, the first one was enough. Jordan, you're good. But it was beautiful words spoken. It was very sad listening to some of those speeches, man. So that's all I got. I'm not going to go too much into it, but got to mention it. Again, rest in peace, Kobe, Gigi Bryant. Starks, anything you got to say?
Yeah, I'll just say this. Like you said, I'm not going to say too much about it, but I'll hopefully everything, with the family and everybody, heals from this situation. Definitely prayers out. But just like how you mentioned, Jordan and Shaq saying something, I remember Shaq, I'm not going to say it, obviously it was vulgar language, but, Shaq, I'm sure you've seen it, LT, was like, There's no I in team. But Kobe's response is, well, there's M.E. and that's mother, Yeah. But I'm sure the listeners know about that. But if you guys haven't seen it, check it out.
Pretty funny, yeah.
It is definitely funny. So I'll pass you back the ball, LT, on the news, brother.
Absolutely. And then, so first thing we're going to talk about is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has a back issue, and it looks like he is going to be out for an unknown amount of time. Reports originally were looking like maybe just a couple days, but just reports came out today that it is going to be extended and he needs further tests done. So with that being said, there is going to be some players you want to look out for on Philadelphia. One of my guys that I'm going to talk about, I know Starks has a couple of his own, is Korkmaz. My man Korkmaz, so look out for him, be available. He may be available on your wire. He may not be, but definitely check in those deeper leagues if you can scoop him up. Starks, is there anybody else that people should be looking out for?
Yeah, definitely a blast from the past. Unfortunately, this year is Alec Burks that we've talked about earlier in the season. It looks like it's a rise from the ashes again. He's going to gain some value there. I like to call him Milton Bradley, but it's Shake Milton. He actually started this evening for the Sixers, so he's going to hold some potential value, obviously, in the deep format. And then, as your boy, and actually all of our boys, Matisse Thybulle is what you would say, like Bully, he would gain a little bit of value as well. What is concerned with the Ben Simmons situation is like, how long is it going to be out? We don't know, but it's already said that we can expect him to be out for quite some time. But Alec Burks is going to gain a nice vibe, just like you said, Corkamons and Shake Milton in a deep dynasty or even a deep format. I would take him in consideration, especially if he's getting the starting role. It's not necessarily meaning he's going to be the starter moving forward until Ben Simmons comes back, if Ben Simmons comes back. But these are the players that you can, need to take in consideration in your fantasy league.
Definitely. I love Mr. Milkshake himself. I do like what he brings to the table. This is concerning for you Ben Simmons owners, though, because those fantasy playoffs are rearing up, and you can. It's better for it to happen now, and hopefully he'll be back in 3 weeks. But this is concerning because they can just decide to hold them. Get them healthy for the playoff run, and that's exactly what you're scared of in these type of situations as an owner. The next information is going to be Cousins, and this is going to be just pretty much a opinion-based little thing here, but Cousins gets waived by the Lakers. Lakers decide that they need an extra fill-in spot for, I don't know, someone for the vet minimum. I don't know who they're going to pick up, who they're going to scoop, but guess what? It's not Cousins because he's out of town. So Starks, how do you feel about this move from the Lakers just cutting ties with Cousins all of a sudden?
I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised. I mean, in some other people's eyesight, they probably think it's an easy call, but I don't know if I could say it's really easy for me. But the question is his career over? You know what I mean? I mean, he's been fighting and battling injuries. He thought he can get a championship real quick in Golden State, say goodnight. It didn't happen for you. I'm sorry, brother. And, where could he potentially land? Is his career over? But as far as the Lakers goes, they must have seen something that they felt like he was just pretty much a burden on their team. And I mean, maybe it's not a burden, but maybe they felt like he wasn't going to be useful. And I mean, we talked a little bit earlier before starting, LT, and I think I can agree with you surprisingly that they're in a win now situation. If he's going to be a part of the team, he needs to play, hopefully in the playoffs. But I thought they talked about maybe him coming back, but I digress. I'll pass you the ball, LT. What's your thoughts, man?
I was going to say Markieff Morris, the signing of Markieff Morris is what prompted them to cut DeMarcus Cousins. I never thought in a million years that would be the move. So it just tells you how much injuries can hurt a career. Trust me, I remember it from Tracy McGrady. He was one of my favorite players. And after those injuries to him, he just was never the same player and didn't get the opportunities that you would like to see. So hopefully DeMarcus Cousins can get healthy. There's some rumors. I was just looking up. I don't know if you can see it, Stark, some rumors that maybe the Celtics grab him up and take a flyer for him next year. Listen, the Celtics don't even need him. They can pick him up, hold him till he gets healthy, and have him in the back pocket for a couple years in the future. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. And DeMarcus Cousins shouldn't be like a max player anymore. So, oh man, it sucks for Cousins. We were talking about old school fantasy, and I never really liked Cousins' game, but he was a force, and he was adding that 3-pointer to his game too. He looked unorthodox, but he was getting it done. So hopefully he can come back and do well. But on to the next player. It's going to be Jeremy Lamb. Oh man, Lamb Chonk sing along. He's unfortunately not singing anymore as he has a torn knee ligament. Broken leg that occurred in the recent game with the Raptors. Looks like what also occurred is that he looks like he injured the knee, and then he got up and shot free throws. Is that right, Starks?
Yeah, that's right. I believe so, man.
Man, so he toughed it out. He only thought it was swelling and a little bit of pain, but further reports show that he tore that ligament on that knee, so he is out for the season. Starks, I'm going to pass the ball over to you real quick. I know one of your guys is probably going to get a little bit more extra run because of this. What do you think about Indiana Pacers benefit from this?
I would say it's going to be spread out, obviously, with the starters in particular, but I think the players that's going to get some pretty much instant value is the Holiday guys. So Aaron Holiday that obviously started in wouldn't say in the place, but obviously Dippo was out last game. So regardless, when Dippo comes back, I think I was about to say Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Holiday is going to get those minutes that Jeremy Lamb had. You could also consider Justin Holiday as well. And even Another guy that's kind of blast from the past is TJ McConnell would get some value as well too coming off the bench. So as far as Indiana, that's what I think. But if you had to put like a priority out of those three that I mentioned, I guess you could say Aaron Holiday, and I'll pass you back the ball there.
Absolutely. And he had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2.1 assists on the season. So that just tells you there's 12 more points available for the rest of those guys out there. So look out for Dippo when he comes back, maybe adding some extra flair. My guy Sabonis, maybe putting in a little bit extra more points and run. And also Warren G, the original, also doing well. One of Starks' guys. I can't believe he's doing that well this year, but Warren G, man. Regulators. Anyways, Paul George is available to play, so he'll be back on the Clippers tonight. I believe they play tonight. And so that is a good sight to see for you fantasy owners. You're going to need Paul George coming up on these upcoming 3-week, 4-week fantasy playoff push, and he is back in the starting lineup. So hopefully we see him out tonight, see how well he does. Starks, you got anything for Paul George or who may slide in the back on the Clippers?
I will say this, mentioning the Clippers, I know there was a saying out there recently, are they regress? I'm just like, what? I don't know how these reports come out so fast just because like a team like get like maybe on a losing streak or something is going on. But I think it's too fast to jump into conclusions. I mean, look how many players they just got. They just got Reggie Jackson, right? And they just got the other Morris brothers. So it's just like they got so much depth in that team. They're just trying to figure out how to gel things. But going back to Paul George, I will say this. Now, I know it was kind of mention of a buy low moment, and as you know, LT, I think we're both essentially the feeling of we both love Paul George, right? But
for sure,
I don't know if is he going. I kind of question like, is he going to be the same person? I don't know if he's going to be the same person either. But you could potentially buy low on him because he hasn't been the greatest this year. But I will say, hopefully that this injury is put behind him. Especially if they're trying to have him play today. And, hopefully better days is to come for him. But in a dynasty format, I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard for me to sell him. And I actually have him in a deep league. My team was supposed to be built to win now. But with all these injuries this year, it doesn't seem like it's win now. I almost have to. And it's funny, like I'm not a tanker, right? I'm not putting tank tops on, but it seems like it only makes sense to probably start building a little bit middle tier to go younger in a sense where maybe I can wait until Paul George puts up some solid games and maybe trade him to get younger talent on my team, and probably get draft picks because in a dynasty format, you got to think outside the box. You can't just assume that, these superstars are going to give you the talent. And that's kind of where I stand with Paul George. I'll pass you back the ball. And what's your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, I feel the same. Paul George is like I know I mentioned it in our episode 200. Make sure you look out for that this weekend as well. But a couple of our cast members didn't like it, but I'm gonna be honest. He seems like a Robin character to me going forward into how he's playing, his injuries, how he's trying to go about getting championships. He seems to be in that way, kind of like when Karl Malone and a couple others joined the Lakers to try to get those quick rings. They tried
dirty.
Yeah, hey, they tried to join up to get those quick rings. Right? Was it Gary Payton? I forgot who else joined them.
Yep.
But yeah, Gary Payton, the glove. They was trying to get those rings real quick, man. And Paul George jumped over to the Westbrook. Then now he jumped over to Kawhi. He's not trying to create a team. He's not trying to be their guy. He's trying to be kind of like the sidekick. Not saying he's a sidekick, but saying he's trying to be. He needs someone else, right? Someone to produce at a high level. And so I just don't think he's the guy anymore. So I still like his production level. But going forward, if you're in that situation in a dynasty league, for sure, maybe try to sell him for a younger stud in the basketball field. We got Dennis Smith Jr. I wanted the listeners on YouTube to see his face for a while so I put it up here. Look at him, he's just looking at us. He's ready. Look at those his old braids, dreads. I don't know what those are, but he's ready to go. Starks, your boy is starting tonight for the New York Knickerbockers. How do you feel? Do you feel lucky?
Oh man, listen, man, I gotta be dirty, LT. As I'll talk about him, go ahead and look at his stats for tonight, man. That game is almost. I just want you to look at his stats as I talk about him. Now, Dennis Smith Jr. Listeners. Exactly, LT. You get sick to your stomach. Listen, I know it's just one game. I get it. I really get it. But it just frustrates me with New York and how they operate with players here. Now, do I think this is before I spit out these stats, LT's putting the numbers up, the fingers up, exactly 7. That's all. That's NEM. Nothing else matters. You're going to know what the 7 is. I'll let LT say what the 7 here. Well, actually, what's the 7? What's the 7-figure sample?
Seven rebounds, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? No, I'm not talking about the 7 rebounds. I'm talking about the 7 swipes. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
7 swipes?
7 swipes tonight. And the thing is about that with DSJ, Dennis Smith Jr., he has talent, right? It's just, can he get the opportunity? And I know he's been getting, again, as LT said, look out for episode 200. I'm still going to eat my crow. This is just one game. But be on the lookout for that, because I, as you listeners know, that in the beginning of the podcast, I was juicing the orange and I felt like he could be a top 100 player. But New York Knicks, there's no need to go in that rabbit hole. We know about it. But this game in particular, I just got to go ahead and give out the stats. Just like LT had mentioned, the 7 steals. He did start this game. This came on the heels of Elfrid Payton not playing. And was it Ntilikina? I don't think he played either. But Dennis Smith in 29 minutes, I just always hope that he can get minutes. But in this game, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 7 steals. 7 steals. Let that resonate into you. But is that, like I said, is this a recipe that's going to be a consistent thing? No, heck no. I'll be honest. Is this a pipe dream? Yeah, most likely. But if you have him on your team in a deep format, obviously he's probably available in all your formats. This is one of those things you just got to be patient for. And if you're in a shallow league, don't rush to get him, but just keep waiting how things look out. I'll pass you back the ball, LT. What's your thoughts on this DSJ game, man?
I'm astounded when I saw these stats, man. I knew something was up because his face popped up as the top daily fantasy leader. I'm like, man, what did he do? 7 swipes. You love to see that production. I actually, Starks, hiddenly, very hidden. I actually like the SJ. I want him to succeed. Yeah, I do like him. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought he had a lot of flair. I didn't know he was doing so awful until, because I always saw highlight dunks from him doing like big highlight plays, but I didn't know he was just not doing good, in general. But he just needs the opportunity, someone to trust in him. I think he can come back. But Knicks have bigger problems, man. DSJ is like the least of their worries. Like, why is Mitch Robinson? We're going to be talking about games eventually, but why is Mitch Robinson coming off the bench, first of all, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 5 blocks, 2 steals, 10 points, and 25? Give him 35 minutes. Why is he only have 25 minutes? Why is Taj Gibson taking 12 minutes from Mitch Robinson? Why is the transporter Bobby? Why is Ricky Bobby over here with 24 minutes? What is happening in the Knicks? What is happening? Why is Reggie Bullock? How old is Reggie Bullock, man?
Yeah, exactly. Sandra Bullock, right?
He's born. He's 2 years. Okay, he's not that old. Okay, that's fine. But it's just, what are they doing? What are they doing? I just don't understand. Taj Gibson, it's like he knows where the bodies are at. He's just getting these minutes, Starks. I don't get it. Oh man, it's frustrating to see stuff like that. But DSJ, if he can get the minutes, he got his opportunity. He showed out. Let's see what happens with Frankie. I can't say his last name. Or Elfrid
Nichols. That's fine.
Nichols. Okay, Frankie Nichols, Frankfurter, and Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton come back. Let's see if he still gets more minutes. Maybe he earns some minutes. Doubtful, because it's the Knicks, but yeah, so that was a big one. I love to see it. Love to see what he's produced. Last thing I am going to talk about, and I mean, this kind of goes into our games that are happening tonight, but Bradley Beal has been an absolute tear the last 2 games, and I wanted to go ahead and take an ISO rant on this one because I feel awful for Bradley Beal. Now, a lot of people on IG weren't giving him any slack. There's like, hey, he chased the bag. Okay, he chased the money. This is what he gets. He didn't have to re-sign. And listen, I get it, okay? I get it. He chased the bag. This is what he gets. He knows the team stinks. Team's boo-boo, But my man put up 53 points last night, and they lose. Tonight, he puts up 55 points to one of the best defenses in the league and to one of the best teams in the league. Maybe the best team in the league, the Bucks, puts up 55 points, loses in overtime. Are you kidding me? He was visibly distraught after the last game. You can see him on the sidelines with his hood over his head. It looked like he was crying, man. It looks like he was crying on the bench because his team sucks that much, and he put his everything into that game. And you know what? Give him some slack, okay? Yes, he chased the bag. This is what he gets, but guess what? Give Beal some slack, okay? Hopefully next year Wall comes back and they can go back to their winning ways. Thomas Bryant can take the next step. But Orochimaru can put some seals. Yeah, put some ninja art seals on people. But I'm hoping the best for Beal. After seeing these two games, I want the best for Beal. I want to see him succeed, and hopefully he does. But that's my ISO rant. Starks, over to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, we can move forward. I was just going to say last thing about that is you hate to see this, see a player go all out and it's in vain and you end up losing. So it is tough, but kind of a player that, the listeners need to also take in consideration if he's available, Shabazz Napier, in that game in particular, the 27 points and 7 assists and 2 steals with 4 rebounds. He's a player that you could potentially utilize the rest of the season. I'm not saying the Dynasty format looks anything special. It could be, but just like what LT said, John Wall, hopefully he can come back next season, and I'll just pass you back the ball there, LT.
No problem. That's a good segue over into our games. I mean, might as well jump into this game real quick. Washington, Starks touched up on those 2 monster games from Bradley Beal with the 55. He did have 9 turnovers, so in nightcap leagues, that's not great. But he still gave you 9 from 10 for the free throw, 8 snipes. Whew. 19 for 33, and he was efficient. 55 points. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Also, big ups, big congratulations to Beal. He is number 2 on the all-time Washington Wizards points list. So that's crazy to think. These 2 games helped propel him to that. And one thing that I will say is that even though Beal had a great game, Chris Middleton may have had an even better game. 40 points from Middleton, Malcolm in the middle.
Nobody's talking about this dude.
Man, this dude is a beast, Starks. 3 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 8 for 8. Only 2 snipes, but still efficient, 15 for 28. He out Giannis tonight. Middleton has been stepping up big. It all started when Greek Freak took that, missed a couple games. That let Middleton get into his rhythm. So he's been looking awesome lately. Starks, how do you feel about Middleton, his prospects, and the rest of this Milwaukee team, man?
Yeah, real quick, the ISO also on Middleton. This is a guy I mentioned in the beginning of the season that it's like everybody was starting to jump off the ship. Off of Middleton. I was like, nah, man, I think this guy is going to gain some value. Obviously, with Malcolm in the middle, Brogdon going to Indiana, it's like people kind of forgot about that. And it looked like a bounce back candidate in my eyesight. What Chris Middleton finished, I don't know if I said this in a few episodes ago, but he finished last year at 63rd rank in a 9-cat category league. Currently, right now, he's giving you second round value at a top 18 value player currently. And then last week, a ninth ADP ranking, which is a back end first round value player. That's just outrageous. And the averages, right now, currently this season, he's only averaged a steal because we're typically used to him getting around the range of 1.3 or a little bit higher. But he's only at 1. But the beautiful thing that he's doing this year is he's scoring more points, 21. His free throw percentage is extremely high. Actually, probably his career best, shooting at 90%. His usage rate is a little bit up this year. I expected that, obviously. But the thing that's really make his value be boosted up so highly this year is his field goal percentage. He's shooting an unsustainable 50%, but if you have him, you're feeling good. Now, I will say this, if you're in a position to maybe sell high on him, I actually would. As much as we love Chris Middleton, I think it only makes sense for him to kind of regress a little bit as the season progresses on. But if you enjoy this production and you really believe this is sustainable, because I don't, but if you do, then go ahead and take it all the way. But in a dynasty format, honestly, I would try to sell him and see if I can get some younger talent, someone that I think could be more of a top 25 realistically or better, because as far as him doing the 18th round volume, that's really good, but I just don't think it's sustainable. But going back to the Milwaukee side of things, looking at these stats here, Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier would call him Drew Bledsoe, had a pretty good game, 23 points, 10 assists. Dante DiVincenzo is a guy that you have to take in consideration in deeper formats because he's getting the minutes. He's not going to give you everything special, but the 10 rebounds and 12 points is really valuable. He's going to give you those out of position, weird stats at point in times. And even in a points league, if you're in a deeper format, you can utilize them, and that's kind of where I stand with this situation. I'll pass you back the ball there, LT, if you want to touch up on anybody else.
Nah, man, that was perfect. Milwaukee slips away with another win. They've already clinched a playoff spot already in the season, so that's outrageous. They've been playing great. On to another team that's been playing great, loses to guess who? The Cavs. And one of your dynasty darlings are in this game. Looked like he went off tonight, but I'm gonna let you touch up on him. I'm gonna talk about Miami a little bit. Okay. Bam Bam, 9 for 15, 4 free throws, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. This guy is just he is just on another planet of consistency with the stock stats, rebounds, points. He has to be. Thinking back now to the draft, when they were picking up Mitch, what was it? Mitch Robinson. What was the other guy? There was another guy that the people were picking up. I can't think of his name right now, but it was Mitch Robinson they were going in the second or third round, big man. Bam Bam Adebayo next year has to be in a consideration for one of the top 3 to 5 big men you have to pick up right away. I can't think of the other guy that the people were picking up.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah. There was 2. I know it might have been the dude from the John Collins. It might be John Collins.
John Collins?
Yeah, I might be thinking about John Collins. But Bam Bam is just killing it, and he has the assist factor, right? He won the skills challenge. He has the ability as a big man to pass, and that is so valuable in fantasy. You don't understand. It's great. So that's good to see. Kendrick Nunn, one of Starks' originators, 4 assists, 1 steal. Didn't give you a lot of stock stats, but he's still putting up points and he's still starting. Oh my gosh, we got Crowder, Clam Crowder himself shooting it 14 times. And the Dragon, what is this? AARP club on the bench, man. Iguodala, the Dragon, Clam Crowder. Oh man, I don't know what's happening, but I don't want to know. Starks, I'm gonna pass the rock to you. Anything on the Miami Heat side? I see Butler didn't play.
Yeah, I think I was going to – perfect. That segues exactly what I was going to say. Jimmy Butler, I think he's taking personal time off. We're not really sure what's going on because he missed the last game too. Yeah. But it's definitely good to see Kendrick Nunn start picking up things down because he played good last game. So, honestly, if he was dropped in a like a 12 to 14 man league, I would try to re-pick him up because I know he was dropped in a lot of shallow leagues. So maybe you might want to try to pick him up now. But we could go ahead and segue to Cleveland side. But real quick, actually, like you said, at Bam Bam Bigelow, gosh, I think it potentially. I was looking for the player at LT. I couldn't find it, but it might be John Collins, like you said, that was going high. But Bam Adebayo, let me put you on a spot, LT, real quick. In a dynasty format and in redraft format, do you take the unicorn, Porzingis, or do you take Bam Bam Bigelow, Adebayo?
Wow, that's a good question, man. I have to go with Bam, man. I have to go with Bam Bam, man. I have to. Porzingis does not pass the ball at this clip, man. He does not. And if Bam can get you, man, 4 blocks, 3 steals too? Jeez, he's playing 40 minutes? Off of that alone, you know what? Off of that 40 minutes alone, I don't know if the unicorn can, they're scared with those injuries risk. Bam hasn't faced any, serious injuries so far that I know of. Man, I have to go with Adebayo, man.
You know what's crazy about this on top of that? They are literally one ranking off of each other currently this year. Bam Adebayo's 35 and Porzingis is 36 as far as ADP ranking goes in the 9-cat category league. So it's really tough, man.
It's close, yeah.
I will say this. If I was put on the spot, just like I put you on the spot, I love Bam Adebayo, but if I was 100% sure that I can count on Porzingis being healthy, that's the big if though, right? Yeah. Maybe Porzingis, but the safer side, it looks to potentially be Bam Adebayo. But it goes by what would you rather have? Because if you're going to get this, like LT said, you get the sneaky nice assist from Bam Adebayo, and he's averaging over 5 assists as a big man. Right? And not only that, we're used to the only other big man we can think about getting steals is maybe Drummond. But guess what? Bam Adebayo's averaging 1.3 steals this season too. That's overlooked. He's filling up the stat sheets literally, and he's got 1.2 blocks, 57% field goal percentage. And check this out. I think there's room to grow, LT, because you know why? He's shooting 68% at the charity stripe this year. Ooh. That is something that I know he can improve in. I don't think that's realistic in him shooting 68%. I can look at him more of a 74 to 76% free throw percent shooter. So, man, that's tough. And then, like you said, talking about the minutes, he is averaging more than a unicorn. He's got 34.5 minutes versus Porzingis at 30.6 minutes. So, yeah, man, it's tough.
Bam, tough. I see the difference too. Bam is he does not shoot three-pointers. So Porzingis is better at the free throw line, better at the three-point line, and the blocks are almost a wash. I think. Porzingis is beating him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's actually not a wash.
It's not a wash. No, it's not a wash. I'm sorry, it's not a wash. But I'm sure Porzingis is beating him in the block category for sure.
That's true.
So yeah, I can see why they're so close together. But yeah, it's if Bam can add a three-pointer in the offseason, man.
Oh, my God.
Somehow add and then get to that 75%. What is it, 76% from what, your secret sauce. Sky's the limit for Bam Adebayo, man. But on the Cleveland Starks, I'm going to let you take this one. There's a couple of juniors on the bench that went off, man.
Yeah, man. As you guys know, you set me up really nicely. Kevin Porter Jr., man, 40 minutes, right, off the bench, feeling good about that. But this was not only that, the 30 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, shot efficient, 9 for 18, 8 for 10 at the charity stripe, hit 4 of his 7 snipes. I mean, listen, Dynasty GMs, owners, you're feeling good about this. And I know the hype and echoes behind Michael Porter Jr. from Denver, but I think Kevin Porter Jr. might. So, man, that's also a tough question. I know it seems like, I think Michael Porter Jr. is probably better. He might have the higher potential ceiling, but you got to deal with that high risk, high reward type of injury coming from Denver. But I think Kevin Porter Jr. is more aligned to see opportunity in Cleveland. It just kind of goes by, well, is Kevin Love going to stay there, next year? But Cleveland is going to go young, right? Especially with the rest of the season. Kevin Porter Jr. should have consistent minutes the rest of the season, because what is Cleveland playing for? Now, they did, obviously, like LT said, they beat Miami this game. Andre Drummond, look, he only had 23 minutes. And this is what I caution GMs, and I actually tweeted this about a few days ago, that I'm concerned with Drummond because it seems like he's not going to have a lot of minutes the rest of the season. And lo and behold, 23 minutes this game. Garlick Jr., the second, Darius Garland, another guy I like, he had 39 minutes this game, 14 points, 7 assists, 2 steals. He had a pretty good game. Now, you're going to obviously get inconsistencies with these rookies, but accept it, right? And LT's boy, Colin Sexton, didn't have the best game, but he's not a bad player. Points leagues especially, he's actually a very good contributor in a points league. Kevin Love, what's Love got to do with it? Well, the love that he has is the 37 minutes, 17, 14 rebounds, the 17 points, that is. He shot inefficient, but you definitely like where you drafted him at. I mean, honestly, he hasn't missed a lot of games because of injuries, right? What we expect, but Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Triscuits or biscuits, still doing decent. Off the bench, 29 minutes, 15-9. And I'll pass you back the ball, LT, if there's anything else you want to touch upon.
Cheap big man, Triscuits or biscuits, man. 9 rebounds, man. Remember when he was like the de facto big man at the beginning of the year? He was.
Yeah, he was.
He was killing it. You got to give him props for his early season. What I'm waiting for now, Starks, based on what I'm seeing with these rosters, I'm waiting for the move. I'm waiting for the move for Chetty Osman to get the boot and get KPJ in that starting lineup. It almost doesn't matter if he's getting the ceremony, if Chetty gets the ceremonial start and Kevin Porter continues to put up 35 plus minutes a game. It's just, remember, this one went to overtime, so the points and the time frames are a little bit, pushed, but still, you love to see it. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. That next game is going to be Orlando coming out with the win against the Brooklyn Nets. And looks like my man AG, Aaron Gordon,
he's getting hot.
He's getting hot, and guess what? He should be hot because guess what? He got scuffed from the. Nah, I'm just kidding. But dunk contest, scuffed twice. He basically said he's going to retire from the dunk contest. He's mad. He's tired of it. That's the only time I've ever seen like a heated post commentary like interview from a All-Star game. Like he was like upset about it. I've never seen that before. But anyways, 11 for 16, 2 for 2 from the charity, 3 snipes, 10 rebounds. There we go, AG. Get physical, get those rebounds. When he's at his best, when he's getting those high rebound counts, even added some stock stats. 1 steal, 2 blocks, 27 points. Man, that's the Aaron Gordon we want to see, and maybe this will light a fire under him the rest of the season, and hopefully he continues to put up high point totals. Other than that, I don't really care about anybody else except for Evan Almighty or Evan Fournier, my guy. Hey, ET phone home. Yeah, that was a bad one. 31 minutes. Exactly. Three threes. 2 for 4 from the charity. Who cares? 21 points. Again, he's a points league specialist. You love to see it. And then Ricky Rouse, our guy, T-Pain, 8 for 15, 4 snipes, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 21 points. Again, a points league dandy, but still also valuable in those 9 category leagues as well. Starks, anybody on here? Mamba number 5, maybe, or
no. I think you touched up on everything here. There's nothing else in Orlando that I'm concerned about.
Oh man, okay, we gonna move on to Brooklyn.
We did Orlando dirty. That's all right.
Mamba number 5. All right. We move on to Brooklyn. Is that Kyrie Irving? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it's Karis LeVert. I'm sorry. I got confused. I saw 8 for 21. I saw 9 for 20. I thought Kyrie was playing. No, it's just Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie doing their best Kyrie impersonations. Both of them with 8 assists. Wonder Twins activate. Karis LeVert looks like he did just no, actually, it was Dinwiddie with the 4 snipes and 2 for 2 from the charity, doing a smidge better than LeVert. Starks, what do you think about Brooklyn coming out with the L and some of these stat lines, man?
Yeah, this looked like a carrotless LeVert type of game tonight, unfortunately. But hey, exactly. You get the dad jokes too on this podcast. It doesn't even matter. I don't care. But hey, listen, Taurean Prince, the Prince of All Saints, he did nothing. Listen, he's more of a frustrating guy to have nowadays. It's unfortunate, but it's real. Shirley Temple, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Again, it's gross, but you got to pick him up just because he's getting the minutes there. The 27 minutes. Is that 18 points? Please tell me that ain't 18 points, man.
That's 18 points, Shirley Temple, man. Those Legends of the Temple. What's more annoying is the name I see underneath Shirley Temple. Is that Wilson Chandler?
Is that Mr. Wilson? Yeah, that's Mr. Wilson.
Chandler Bing with the baby on his neck. Like, what? Was he playing all year?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
just
he's been playing. I did not know he was playing.
he's turned into a journeyman, but
there goes DeAndre Jordan. The guy, Ray or Lewis was so hype about 3 for 5, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, blah blah blah, boring. Anyways, on to the next game, and I think we got 2 more. Yeah, we kind of touched up on the New York Houston game. I'm gonna go ahead and touch up on this Atlanta Philly game real quick. Philadelphia. Oh, Embiid looks like he was having fun out there tonight with a career high 49 points. Look at him. Look at that.
Look at that Hollywood Hogan.
Oh man, someone's grinning from ear to ear. Yeah, he had his career high just baking Deadman. I'm sure Deadman was getting baked out there. Joel Embiid, 17 for 24. 1 snipe, 14 for 15 from the charity line. Jiminy Christmas. 14 rebounds, 3 steals. He didn't just score. He also was just stealing the rock, 1 block. Man, that is nice to see. I didn't know that was his career high, 49. That's really good to see. I'm sure he is excited. And Toby, my guy Tobias Harris, came in with 25 points, 1 steal, 1 block, and 9 for 18. Had a good game as well. Starks, we talked about Furkan. What do you think about his performance tonight?
He did well. He's the guy that got the minutes, right, off of this injury of Ben Simmons that you had mentioned. You mentioned him earlier in the podcast. Korkmaz was the waiver wire winner for tonight. The 31 minutes, 15.6 rebounds and 2 assists, 1 steal. I got to go on an ISO rant here, LT. I had the opportunity. I don't know if you've seen, because we're in a points league, this list league, and I don't know if you've seen it. My trade got vetoed, man.
I did see that, yeah.
I went. Listen, I honestly put a tweet out here, LT, too, just to be fair. I was like, listen, what was it? What's his name? Gosh, I don't even remember. Zion Williamson for Embiid.
I saw that, yeah.
Is that a fair trade, right? So 80% of the tweets, they felt like that was a trade. Should it be vetoed? No, it shouldn't be vetoed. But, of course, since it's me, since it's Starks, right, the trade got vetoed. And I'm feeling hurt. Yes, I am upset because of this game that Joel Embiid has. Listen, to the listeners and even to the people who are fans in the NBA, I don't know if a lot of people noticed this or even know this, but they play secretly under the radar. Here's a secret. Here's a cheat code. They actually play a little bit better with Embiid. Not Joel Embiid, huh? No. I was sound asleep and I stopped. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Ben Simmons, when he's not on the court, they play a little bit better without, and as well as when Ben Simmons is not playing, they play better with Joel Embiid on the court, which is crazy. Now, obviously, you can't. It's a small sample size, but still, they play better without him. But honestly, this is Atlanta too, right? So you got to take that with a grain of salt. But yes, to that league, there should not ever be vetoes and trades, especially this one. I'm still going on strike about this. This is a game. Obviously, the LT spat out these stats. This is an outrageous game that Joel Embiid. This is the type of guy. Obviously, Zion Williamson is a good player. That's cool. Ooh, but I could have had Joel Embiid. And honestly, it's still risky because Joel Embiid is an injury risk guy. So I guess you can say Zion Williamson. But going back to this game, another person that's going to get a value boost, obviously, is the starters. Shake Milton also did get some production, well, at least starting production minutes. And Josh Richardson, for those that dropped him in leagues, he didn't have the best game, but you can expect the minutes to go his way. And I'll pass you back the ball there on Atlanta, man.
Yeah, just to mention that trade, I did see that got vetoed. I don't really think that trade. There's veto trades are like you veto trades that are completely unfair. Like, I feel like trades that are maybe someone like wins the trade. That's fine. Like, that's what trades are about. Somebody's going to win. Someone's going to lose that trade. That's just how trades are. You can't veto trades because, someone may win the trade just because it's you. Literally, that was because it was you, right? So that's stupid. Like, I feel like that shouldn't have went down. But hey, that's what the veto system is for. it kind of messes up.
Are you backing me up right now?
I'm backing you up. To be honest, that trade's not terrible. Because, like, to be honest, Embiid hasn't been playing like crazy. Like, this is a big game for Embiid, yes, but you know what Zion's been showing recently. I mean, it could be very similar in production going the rest of the way. So I mean, it's not like a terrible trade, but yeah, it's definitely because of you. That's because it's you. We're gonna go over to Atlanta, and to be honest, the only person I'm gonna talk about is Dwayne Dedmon. Barbecue chicken alert. He got barbecued tonight. Okay, smoking bones. He got KFC original crispy recipe, man. He got destroyed. 2 for 6, only hit 1 snipe, 5 fouls. We know where those 5 fouls came from. Yeah, Embiid was putting it to him. Let's see who on the bench got fried. Man, I don't know, but yeah, they got fried tonight. John Collins had a good game. Only 1 foul. He wasn't sticking Embiid in the face. John Collins said, "Not me. No." The one thing I'm waiting for, really what everybody in fantasy world is waiting for, is Clint Capella to show his face. We want to see how this team works with Clint Capella out there. That's all I really care about. Trigger Trey doing his thing. Starks, anything on this side of the box?
No, well, 2 things. Obviously, DeAndre Hunter had a good game, starting with 39 minutes. But I'll say this, your boy, Jeff Teague, I think he's cooked, man. I think that's it for him. We can move forward.
Hey, man, Jeffrey Teague, man. I'm gonna have to find man. It might not even matter, but I'm gonna have to find a replacement for him.
It's cool, man. Go ahead and drop him, man.
Yeah. I am. I was looking at him today, like, man, I hope he does well. Nope. All right, Dallas, Minnesota. This game's almost done. Dallas, talking about cooking. Dallas put up some home cooking against Minnesota. Oh my goodness! No wonder Karl Anthony Towns doesn't want to show his face. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." Oh man, Dallas just whooping them. 135 to 110. Let's look at Minnesota side. Let's see who actually did well. The regular scheduled programming. D'Angelo Russell did well. Malik Beasley from Minnesota, our guy. Chris, he actually spoke about one of the Malik's, maybe. No, just kidding. The Bridges.
That's kidding.
Got me. Not the Malik's. Just don't worry about that. Hey, man, this got me. But Malik Beasley did well tonight. 5 snipes. And it looks like James Johnson. What is it? What did you call him? He's
a black belt.
Oh, he's a black belt. And guess what? Culver's ice cream regulated to the bench. You hate to see it, but I still believe in Culver's ice cream. Hopefully, in Dynasty formats, he can come back next year, get some more minutes. I want to. He was playing so well too when he was given the time. But we're gonna go and move on to Dallas side. Starks. Mm-hmm. What do you feel about Dallas in this game? Like, look at these.
Garlic Jr., that's how I feel right now.
Woo! Timmy.
Timmy.
Seth Curry, the only Curry that matters, baby. 7 for 11. Hey, he was open all the time. 7 for 11, 5 snipes. Man, look at that. 9 rebounds. LUKA Doncic just coming in. I could just imagine him just taking over this game from the beginning. The price is right. Put in 16 points as well. And then Maxi pads, right? Maxi Kleber, 4 for 9. Oh, man. Everyone contributed. Even JJ Barea, Starks. This team looks good. I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you think Dallas makes it past the first round?
Ooh, I guess the cop-out move would be like who do they play, right? But let me see the standings. I'm going to look at the standings real quick.
Look at the standings. That's the last game there.
Okay, perfect. So the Western Conference, I'm looking at the conference now. They are 7th, so they could potentially play Denver. Ugh, so that would be a tough one. Honestly, I think they could give them a potential run for their money. Obviously the standings can change as the season goes on. We know that, but it could be an interesting situation, right? And do they get out the first round? They have a chance to, but do I think that they'll make it out the first round? If they play the Clippers, no. if they play Denver, they might have a chance. Denver's a good team, of course. Like they're the second best right now in the Western Conference. But Denver, they just feel like that team that they have so much talent. But, and I know this is probably going to hurt some people's ears for me to say this, but it's just truthful. They got so many good players, but do they actually have a true superstar? Well, you're like, oh, they got the Joker. I mean, he's really good, but I don't know if he's going to. And Jamal Murray's really good, but I just feel like they have. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I would love it if that was the matchup, because I feel like those two teams match up pretty well with each other.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that's a really good matchup. I think Portland needs to just not go into that 8th spot. That's what
you don't want Portland at least to make the playoffs. They got a shot for sure.
Starks.
You don't want them to play them Lakers, man? That Lake party? You don't want that Ricky Laker party,
man? That Ricky Lake, that Ricky Lake show, man. Yep. Hey, man, we're gonna get annihilated if we play against the Lakers first round, man. But I guess the goal is at least get into playoffs. I know Damian Lillard said it. He was like, no one wants to see us in the playoffs. No, you're wrong, Damian Lillard. Everyone wants to see us in the playoffs because other than you, we're not that great. So it'll be funny to see LeBron versus Carmelo, right? It'll be cute. But we'll get our doors knocked off. So that's okay. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got. Starks got we can go ahead and move forward into whatever your next topic is, man.
All right, man. So I guess we'll kind of get to the clutch shots here. But actually, yeah, so my clutch shot is going into I know, you kind of surfaced the game a little bit because we talked about it a tad bit, but I'm going to make you feel it anyway. It's only the guy that you love so much, and it's James Harden, right? So just to spit out the stats here for you, LT, to make you feel good. And actually, Covert Ops had 4 blocks this game. You definitely love to see that. 37 points from Harden, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. The charity stripe was terrible tonight, 5 for 9. But hey, he still dropped a lot of points. Still feel good about him. Got him in the points league. Surprisingly, I don't know why he fell 5th to me. I don't understand. It just happens. I guess people are like, oh, Russell Westbrook is going to destroy his value. But no, he's not, right? But anyway.
Not even playing.
He's not even playing this game too either. And the transition kind of towards even more to the clutch shot. I just said it, but GMs, to the listeners, we thank you guys for tuning in so much. The Houston, obviously, like we were talking about earlier, beat New York. But I must say this, I guess I got an ISO on DSJ because it only makes sense to do so. The 7 still game, do I feel good about it? You bet I do. I just hope that they give him rotation minutes, man. That's all I ask for. New York, please. But you're like, I can't even ask you that because you're not even giving Mitch Robinson starting minutes. You're giving him rotation minutes. And it's sad, right? I mean, I wasn't all about drafting player like Mitch Robinson in the back end in the first round and early second round value, but gosh, this is really hurting GMs and owners that drafted these players. But DSJ, like I said, just hopefully gets more minutes. I'll pass you the ball there, LT, if you got a clutch shot, man.
Yeah, my clutch shot is going to be for the listeners out there. As far as production value, there's something you guys really want New Life to add as far as production value to our videos, to our audio. There's something that you feel like we're missing. We're going to be adding, Twitter feed links, Twitter feed names onto our videos for YouTube moving forward. So just let us know if there's something on here that you would like me to add to really add some production value to your experience, whatever that may be. I would love to do it for you guys. So just let me know. You can send those requests over to me on my Twitter handle. It's @SageNetworkX. You can also send that over to Starks, and he'll let me know. Trust and believe. So you can send that over to him as well. So just let us know what you would like to see, and we'll try to deliver for you.
Right. So listeners, we thank you so much for tuning in again. You can follow me on my Twitter handle. It's @Starks_industry. You can also find me on Instagram, OneClosingHero. Go ahead and give me a follow. Ask me any questions, LT. I know that's a funny face and a funny picture there on Twitter. I like to do silly stuff, but you guys just check out our site. Just trying to put the brand out there. Just help us to continue to grow. We thank you so much for for what you guys are, tuning in for us and helping us to support us. So continue to do that. And I'll pass you the ball, LT. Where can they find you at, man?
Very nice picture, Starks. I like it. It's a beautiful, man. All right, well, you can find me at, again, I did say Sage Network X, but I do like to peel the orange or juice the orange. Sorry, not peel the orange, juice the orange on some of our contributors. One of our contributors here is going to be Fantasy Central 1. I almost thought his page got deleted because he changed his name up and I couldn't find him for a while, but I found him. He's here and he's our baseball guru. So look out for those baseball seasons coming up. Can't wait to watch you guys play that really, really good from the rafters. And then Jacob, the White Knight, our guy, ain't done yet. Congratulations to him on accepting the Fantasy Sports Writers Association, getting into there. So congratulations to him. Well deserved, well earned. And our new guy, there he goes. Chris Gutierrez, husband, a father, and son of God, contributor of New Life Fantasy. He is also here. He's going to be contributing a lot for football. He's also got some information. Oh, look, he got Embiid doing the shake. And he is at _C at _ski _Gutierrez. Check exactly. Hey, Jacob replying to hey, yeah. Literally did it a minute ago. Perfect timing.
Exactly.
Perfect timing. But yeah, check him out. He's going to be producing. He already has 2 articles. He already beat me. He just joined. What a man. So he is his content looks absolutely amazing. I've read through 2 Bridges on the Rise. So check him out and then his content as well.
All right, guys, listeners, again, we love you so much. And actually, let me just go ahead and say this on the air. If you guys are interested to contribute as far as like writing on the side of things, let us know. Definitely give you an interview. I know there's actually a few people that's reached out. Appreciate you guys. It's just all about everybody growing. So with that being said, God bless you. Love you guys. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, and take a ride.